Yo, YouTube, what's good? Ah, man, all I could do is shake my head. I don't even know where to start. I seen so many different comments, different videos of people talking about what I just stated in my other two videos. If y'all didn't see it, click on the channel, scroll through, you'll see the two videos that I'm speaking about. It's not hard to find. And while you're doing that, hit that subscribe button, like, share with your friends and fam. Greatly would appreciate it. It'll help the channel grow. Not only that, it'll help me continue doing what I'm doing, because doing YouTube is definitely not easy. I am a rookie starting up at this, and I'm trying to make this full-time job as possible. So, I'm posting when I can, I'm making videos when I can. Still, plus, like everybody else, you got to do that 9 to 5, man, because you got to make it. But enough of all that. Ah, man. What's wrong with this guy, Canelo? What's wrong with y'all boy Canelo? I don't understand how this guy is trying to ask for 150 mil. I was just speaking about this because I knew how this whole thing was going to turn out. This is like a bad habit with this boy Canelo, man. A bad habit. Like it's so crazy because when you sit here and you look at everything this guy says, and it's just a trend. Like, he sat here, he dodged David Benavidez for years, and then now you sitting here talking about he's a risk because he's coming in 25 pounds heavier than you and all of this other crazy shit that he's speaking about. And it's like, meanwhile, you're coming in the ring heavier than other people. You're setting, the rules and all the however, whatever it is that you put in, no rehydration clause, all of these things, you know how these contracts go that nobody really speak about. But yet, you want to duck and dodge and make up all these excuses, overprice yourself out. You want 250 mil for this guy, David Benavidez. You're protecting a record, just like your boy Turk said. Your record is not perfect. What are you protecting? I do understand if you take another loss under your belt, your value is going to go down. But if you're talking about you want great fights and you want all of these things that you saying in these interviews, like, who are you convincing? Like, I'm so confused right now. Who are you really convincing, Canelo? Like, guys, like, I know, I'm sorry if you're a Canelo fan, but listen, the truth is the truth. You can't sit here and play delusional like y'all don't see what's going on. And then it's just so sad and it's crazy that you have these other YouTube channels out here who is deflecting what Canelo's doing and talking about Crawford. We don't care what Crawford's sales numbers did for the pay-per-view or the Riyadh season. Like, it doesn't matter. If everybody wants to see the biggest fights, why aren't this shit, like, why isn't it happening? Why aren't we getting it? That's the question that we have to ask ourselves. This is the question that we have to ask one another. People want to, like, y'all sitting here and y'all wasting y'all cash on these pay-per-views for these opponents that we're not asking to see. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I told y'all before in my last vid, listen, if they're going to keep doing this, I'm not paying for these fights. I'm going to watch these fights, but I'm not paying for them. I'm keeping it 100. I'm not hiding nothing. I'm not paying for these fights. I'm going to watch them for free. I'm only supporting these fighters that is giving us great fights. Like, I can't go into a store and I'm paying for a meal or a 5-course, 5-star at a 5-star restaurant, and y'all giving me 2-star dishes and all that. Like, I'm not getting my money. Like, I can't pay for that. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm just being 100 with you guys. And I know everybody's going to say, yo, why don't Crawford fight Boots? He needs to fight Boots, this, that, and the third. Listen, I said this before. I'm not going to backtrack. I keep telling you, I'm not going to backtrack. Check those other videos out. Boots have Mario Barrios. He got Stanionis in the division, excuse me. Boots got a different couple of guys that he can fight. I don't know why everybody wants him to jump the ladder. Now, before anybody say, oh, yeah, you just don't want to see Crawford lose, this, that, and the third. Listen, I'm a fan of Boots, too. I want to see Boots fight Crawford. But I also want to see Crawford fight Canelo. I want to see him fight Jamal Charlo. Shit. I really want to see him fight most of these guys in the 154. I want to see him fight Jaime Magia, the guy that Canelo fought. I want to see Crawford fight a couple of people. Are we going to get that? Probably not. Keep telling y'all, Crawford's at a stage in his life right now. He's 36, 37 years old. He can't really sit here and afford to play these games with these boxers and yo, yeah, I want to fight this guy and I'll fight this guy, you know, like everybody else fighting 3 times a year and all that. Is that when you close to retiring, you're chasing legacy or big payday before you leave boxing? If anybody's a boxer themselves, or you just know how the game goes, because obviously you're getting older, things are going to start to slow down. You're going to start to get, you know, damage and more injuries are going to occur in training in camp. There's going to be multiple factors that plays a part in, you know, just an everyday boxer, because they're human like everybody else. Things don't start to work the same because of age. You know what I'm saying? That's everybody's number one, you know, kryptonite. You know, you're not going to be, it doesn't matter how much you're in the gym and all this other stuff, things are going to eventually start to deteriorate and all that. You can only go on for so long. And this is the thing with boxing. Sometimes it's really hard to leave the sport because, you know, once you're in it, it's like you always feel like you could do more. And that's what most of these boxers always talk about. They always feel like they could do more until they actually, you know, take that ass whooping one day where it says, you know what, that's it. I'm throwing the towel in. And this is what people want to see happen to Crawford. They'd rather see Crawford take a L before they see Crawford get a bag. And I'm just keeping it 100. A lot of people are going to sit here, oh, again, you're a fan of Crawford, you're a fan of this person, this, that. I would like to see Boots fight the dude Crawford just fought before he fights Crawford. Just to see how Boots will match up against that. And if Boots, Jerron, your boy, my boy, the new upcoming, you know, undisputed for 147, if he does good against that, I would demand that he fights Crawford right away. There's no excuses after that. I would demand that he fights Crawford right away. And now that Crawford's not getting that Canelo fight, because again, Canelo is pricing himself out, because you asking for 150 million for a guy who's 2 to 3 weight classes beneath you, but then yet you talking Benavidez as a risk. And then back on Crawford now, you saying that you're not going to get no credit for beating him. People crazy. I keep telling you, check out that last video, man. Canelo's all over the place. And if you're going to sit here and price yourself out like that, it's a habit. He does it all the time. Not just him, because I don't want to seem like I'm attacking only Canelo. Plenty of these boxers do it. Shakur did it. Just like you heard Calvin and them speaking about Shakur thinking he's going to get a $30 million deal or contract or whatever fighting Javante, where you're fighting on free TV already. I don't know what's wrong with these boxers. These boxers, like, stop trying to use, like, I know you want to get your name up, but if you want to get your name up the right way, guys, put that work in. Put that work in. Take that back seat. Take that weak ass payday that they're offering you. Just like Devin Haney gave him, what, 25? Take that 25, beat his ass, and now you're the A side. Nobody could tell you nothing. All of that money, like, people don't understand, like, these boxers don't understand, like, you just sitting here wasting out your career. You wasting out your career because you keep speaking about this next person, having them in your mouth every time you have a fight coming up to promote your fight. So people are boxing because when they look at Canelo or they go to tune in, they only worried about what Canelo has to say during that time and period. Like if he has a fight coming up or anything like that. They're not listening to other people. I'm not saying, again, this is the casual people, the fans. They're not listening to what Canelo's not doing or how is he dodging and how is he avoiding this person. They're not listening to things like that. They just worrying about Canelo and what he says. And it's like, look at his last face off with this dude that just happened recently. Hang on, let me get a sip real quick. He's up on stage and he's dancing, he's having fun, laughing. And like, yo, you can tell that he's not worried about this fight at all. Because if he was fighting any other serious opponent, Canelo's not doing that on stage. He's not doing none of that shit on stage. He's going to act like Canelo, but he ain't going to be all excited and all like, this is an easy payday. This is an easy payday for him. Like, come on. Like everybody, I can't keep talking about Crawford needs to fight this person and he needs to fight that when, like, again, people want to sit here and talk about nobody cares about his accomplishments or these boxers' accomplishments. People want to see great fights, blah, blah, blah. Absolutely. But on the other hand, when you have Crawford and you have Boots, just like he said, he has nothing to gain from fighting Boots because Boots is not big like that. Crawford has much more to gain fighting everybody else with a belt in 154 than going backwards to fight Boots just because everybody want to see it. And the thing is, it's like, if Boots want to sacrifice his spot in the 147 division because you want Crawford so bad, well, maybe you should take that belt and you should petition to fight somebody else. Or try to work out a deal where you can get a fight with the loser of Fandora and Errol Spence if he decides to fight. Because if that fight don't happen, then that belt's going to Crawford. Go grab a belt in 154 if you want to make that fight with you and Crawford happen. Because right now, people have to understand, if the shoe was on the other foot and this was Duran, you think Duran's going to go back to fight Crawford? I guarantee you, if Duran was to become big as he is right now, you think he's going to be sitting here thinking about these guys in 147? No, he's going to be moving up to the next weight class. He's not defending nothing in there. He's going to move up to the next weight class because why? It's going to all come back to he's young. He's chasing his legacy. He's trying to build upon his legacy. And people have to understand that. Like like, again, it's okay to have these, it's okay to be a fan of these boxers in the sport. But at the same time, you got to speak with your wallet. You can't sit here and keep paying for these pay-per-views and all that because once these promoters see that this money's not coming in, they're going to come back to Canelo and they're going to be like, yo, these numbers is not adding up. You can't expect, just like Eddie Hearn, you heard what he said. He said the same thing about Canelo, and now your boy Turk right here saying the same thing. Canelo sitting here and he want these outrageous prices that people cannot pay him. Let alone you never had that type of payday in your life. So how are you trying to sit here and request a payday from a fighter who you said you're not going to get credit for? Like, and it's just crazy. Like, I just see, oh man. That's why I said a lot of these videos that y'all be looking at, man, you have to start calling these guys out. And start telling them like what they really need to start speaking about and all that, because you're gonna have people like this. Maybe I don't know how some of these bigger channels work. Maybe they might be getting some commission from promoting these fighters or deflecting the heat off of this person to put it on the next. I don't really know because I'm not that big again when it comes to YouTube. Like these other guys, they getting these promotions and advertising sponsorships and all these other things that they got with their channels and all that. But you just have to read between the lines. Shit ain't adding up. Like, just remember, man, I told y'all so. I really want to go into showing y'all some videos and all that. But again, I don't even want this video to turn into a whole 40-minute, 50-minute video. I just came on here real quick because I had something to say. Most of what I said is back in the other video. Go check it out. Subscribe to the page, like. Again, if y'all have or want to take up this debate down up in the comments, feel free to, excuse me. But yeah, like I'm just gonna leave it on this note. Again, I'm still working on that other video where I want to show you guys the fight and the breakdown. Let's see what's gonna come, later this week, or sometime later down the month and all that, the months where if your boy Canelo decides to, be more reasonable with his prices and all that, and he's not pricing himself out because he know Crawford is obviously a threat, and people could sit here and talk about this whole weight class nonsense and it's there for a reason and blah blah blah. Again, let him come in at 168. Let it be no rehydration. Let it be a rehydration clause in there too, as well. I know everybody's gonna say, "Oh, why have to be that this, that, and the third? He's the A side and blah 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 and all this other stuff." Listen, we just making the fight more fair, right? Because again, when you look at Crawford and you look at Israil Madrimov or whatever his name is, he came in. They both. Well, I mean, Crawford probably only rehydrated as much as he can. Madrimov, he already was at weight. You know how that goes. They just lose the weight for weigh-in. And then what happened? They rehydrate to whatever 15, 25 pounds, whatever it was that he came in that night. We still don't even know yet. I mean, if somebody knows, drop it down in the comments below and let me know, because as far as I know, I don't know how much that guy came in on fight night when he versus Crawford. But again, please, go look at that fight again. If you ain't got nothing to do, take some time out and just look at what Madrimov was doing the whole entire time. His best punches was with his right hand. Everything else, I never seen a guy faint in a match for 12 rounds. Faint. For 12 rounds the whole entire time. And the only best highlights he got was just all right hands. And y'all talk about this guy won the match. Again, nobody cares about Crawford and if he lost money and this, that, and the third and all that. He whooped dude's ass. That's all that matters. And then if he do rematch this dude, best believe that shit is not going to work again. Letting y'all know that now, best believe it's not going to work again. And I'm going to say this. I said it before. I'm going to say it again before I close this video out. When Crawford leaves that division, that best man in there is going to be Madrimov. All those other guys, Jamel ain't beating him. What's his name with the other belt? I forgot his name. I just said it earlier. He's not beating him. I'm telling you, he's gonna be undisputed. Mark my words. Y'all gonna come back to this video and y'all gonna be in those comments like, "Yo, bro, you right. You right. He's undisputed. He's this, he's that." But anyway, that's pretty much all I got for now. Let me get back to working on this other stuff, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out. If y'all stay for this whole video, I greatly appreciate y'all time, because I know y'all could be doing plenty of other things, but y'all stood here, y'all listened to what I had to say. That's showing support, and I can't thank you guys enough. So, see you guys on the next one, man. Thank you. Peace out.